Wednesday, the 22nd of June. Wolverhampton Grand Theatre invites you to an exclusive screening of Wolverhampton Grand Theatre's first ever self-produced film, A Joyous Jamaican Conversation, celebrating Jamaica's Windrush generation. This roundtable discussion celebrates a generation of seemingly ordinary people with an extraordinary life stories to share. Hosted by Tonya Daly Campbell, also features personal memories of respected resident Mr. Reuben Campbell, who arrived in Wolverhampton from Jamaica in 1962, which included running the city's Rising Star nightclub. Also joining the conversations are Owen Miller, Kendred McLean, and Orville Pinnock. Please note, this event is a film screening at the Lighthouse Cinema in Wolverhampton. Tickets are on sale from the Grand Theatre box office and website only. 01902 429212 from 2 till 6 p.m. Wednesday, the 22nd of June.
Good afternoon. Welcome to skylineradio.org.uk, live inside the studio on the Keep It Real show. And we talked to two members of staff from the Grand Theatre in Wolverhampton. We talked to Tim Hessian and also Tonya Daly Campbell from the Grand Theatre today. We're going to make that link right now and talk to them about the Windrush this month, which is Windrush Celebration Month. Of course, with a number of things happening around the town. And I know a lot of people out there have got a lot of things to do and to do, well, of course, enjoy as well. Let's make that link right now. Let's go straight to the Grand Theatre in Wolverhampton and make that link to...
Hello.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Good afternoon. Let me just pop you on the speaker.
Okay. Good afternoon. Hello, Tim.
Hear us?
I can hear you now, yes.
Oh, sorry. A few technical issues. Live theatre.
Not to worry.
Let me just introduce you to Tonya very quickly, who's here with me.
Okay. So let me do that.
Okay.
Right. So right now we're speaking to two members of the staff from the heart of the city of Wolverhampton, which is the Grand Theatre that a lot of us have been to. We're going to introduce you to two members of staff, Tim Hessian and also as well Tonya Daly Campbell. Good afternoon to you both.
Good afternoon.
We're in sync there.
As always.
Okay, let's start with Tonya first. Introduce yourself to the people.
Hi. Most people would know me from Wolverhampton, but I'm Tonya, and I am working with the Grand Theatre as the Black African and Caribbean Audience Development Consultant. Whew, big title!
Wow, very big.
Yeah, so I do various different things, but with the Grand, that is what I'm working on, is developing the audiences and looking at what shows, we can bring into the Grand that, will attract a diverse audience. Mm-hmm. But I'm specifically looking at our Black, the African and Caribbean diaspora, really. That's what I'm focusing on. Okay. But my background is, as you might already know, is I'm an actor, writer, director. That's kind of in a nutshell, I'm a creative.
Okay. Let's go to Tim. Introduce yourself, Tim.
Hi, I'm Tim Hessian. I have worked at the Grand for about 20 years. Started at the bottom, worked my way up, and I am in the lucky position of being the head of programming now. Okay. So I get to do my best to attract the best shows to the Grand, work out the contracts, and make sure we keep everyone happy and entertained.
The production coordinator.
And that as well, yeah. We do a little bit of producing as well, so I'm just starting to work on that.
Okay.
But as we move forward, we'll be working on our own shows as well as bringing touring shows in.
Well, thank you for being here today. I've been looking through this list of documents you've sent me, a number of pages, but very interesting stuff in this document here right now. Also as well, funny enough, I've been to different shops around certain parts of the Midlands, and I keep coming across this magazine, the Wolverhampton Grand magazine. Oh, yeah, I even went to the barber shop yesterday and I saw it there, so that took up my time. Rather than sit there and just go through my phone, I picked up the magazine and read the page where we are dealing with the situation with the Windrush.
Amazing.
And
amazing.
Yeah, it's great to see these magazines here, there and everywhere, so Yeah. So anyway, of course, let's talk about the history around the Grand Theatre before we go into details here right now, because not many people are aware of the history. Now, what's here right now, that the Grand Theatre was opened in 1894.
If we discuss the entire history, we'll be here for some time.
Well, it's just good to touch base on the history of that particular time. So it takes us. So for people who want to go further into the history, I'm sure they can always go onto the Grand Theatre website to look at more history from the beginning, if it's there for people to read about the history of the Grand Theatre.
Absolutely, it's all on the website, grandtheatre.co.uk. I can tell you, when this theatre was built, it cost £10,000 to build, and it was built in 6 months.
Wow.
I don't think either of those things would be applicable if we tried to build it today.
No way! I wish!
And the thing about that, when it was built, what other buildings was around it at the time as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think next door, the hotel, that's now the Britannia, that would have been there at the time.
Yeah.
I would have to research history to find out what else was there.
Yeah, there's another building next door. That's not next door, but the one.
Yeah, possibly the old post.
Yeah. That would be.
Okay, all right.
We're just surmising now.
Okay, so the main event that we're going to talk about now is the Windrush, a joyous Jamaican conversation with members of different people from different parts of the West Midlands, and we talk about Mr. Ruby Campbell. He's played a big part. He's a local man from Wolverhampton, well known in the community of Wolverhampton, and the other brothers from the Birmingham side as well. Tell us a little bit about how did it come about to have this event, a joyful Jamaican conversation.
Oh, okay. We'll start at the beginning, but we'll make it short and sweet.
Okay.
So we were sitting down at the Grand Theatre, and we sort of we've been around for a long time. We have really good audiences. We sat down and had a conversation one day and said, do our audiences reflect the makeup of the city? And we think not really. If you look at audience in the Grand Theatre, it doesn't reflect the people you would necessarily walk past in the street. It didn't. But yeah, things are changing, and we're working very hard to change that. So we set up an ambassadors group, which Tonya went out and selected some fantastic ambassadors for us, and Tonya chairs those meetings and I join in. And it's really about getting the word about the Grand Theatre out. Primarily, but it goes a lot deeper than that. It's actually, are we telling diverse stories on our stage? Is there something for everyone at the Grand? Because ultimately, that's what we want to be. We want to serve the entire community of Wolverhampton and beyond, and we want everybody to think of the Grand Theatre as a place that they can come to and have a good idea.
That's right.
So that's where the ambassadors were born. And I'll jump over to Tonya, and she'll tell you a bit about what we've been doing in the last year.
So that's correct. So with our team of ambassadors, we really push the shows. So I work with Tim closely in terms of the programming, in terms of what shows we think will be great for our audiences, selection of shows. But the ambassador team, they're amazing because they will go out and help to promote the shows, and we'll do different get together and think of different wraparound event ideas. And it's not just shows that we've focused on. Actually, we've looked at other different ways of engaging our audiences. So, for example, we have a successful memory cafe that the Grand Theatre has been running for many years now. Is it a couple of years?
It's been about 3 years.
About 3 years now.
Yeah.
But we've now managed to get a little bit of funding to put on memory cafes that specifically is geared to the Caribbean and diaspora that for the elderly black people that may be suffering with dementia
Okay.
or Alzheimer's. So we've been working on that. So it's not just shows on the stage, it's about how we engage the community as a whole, because the Grand do a lot of community outreach work as well within schools and community in the hospitals and so forth. So how we get to Rush, because that's what you asked us about, is so one of the shows that we programmed is called Rush, A Joyous Jamaican Journey. So do you want to talk about the Rush?
Yeah,
I'll talk about the film.
Absolutely. So Rush Theatre Company, they're a Birmingham-based company, and they for a show called Rush, A Joyous Jamaican Journey, which is a live stage show, tells the history of Jamaica, the history of the Windrush generation, but also the history of Jamaican music. And I think we can all agree Jamaica's really punching above its weight when it comes to music.
Oh, it's the top.
Some great music out there, and it's a fantastic show. In the run-up to that show, we wanted to film some of the guys from the company and Mr. Reuben Campbell to give their experiences about coming to England, Jamaican culture. The original plan was just to cut some of that film up and share it on social media so people could get a sense of Jamaican culture and Jamaican culture in the Midlands.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
When the footage came back, what came back was too good for that. It had to be used in a bigger way. It was absolutely brilliant conversation, lots of memories, lots of experiences, and we thought, look, we need to make something bigger and better out of this.
Yeah.
And that's where the film came along.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had this conference inside the Grand Theatre itself.
Yes.
Yeah, we sat on stage, we turned the cameras on, Tanya hosted it, just asked the guys some questions, and we really just let the guys talk about their experiences.
Okay.
So it's a very free-flowing, natural conversation, but we touch on all sorts of things.
Yeah, we talk about lots of things. We talk about the partner, as we can't not talk about the partner. We talk about the passports that were given and what was written in the passport. We talk about so much the music, but the gem within the kind of joyous conversation is Mr. Campbell. I have to call him Mr. Campbell, as he's my elder. It's the gem is Mr. Campbell, and being able to listen to first-hand experience of someone coming over and what he experienced and how we move through life in Wolverhampton, but then also marrying that up and tying that up with the themes that were being shown within the performance of Rush. It was just a joyous conversation. And we just felt like, do you know what? We don't want to just cut this up and just send this out on the YouTube. Let's celebrate this with a bit more of a to-do, a bit more of a celebration, basically. And it's taken a while to get to this stage, because there's always, with every project you do, there's always a few hoops to kind of like to get through, hurdles to jump over, and it's not a problem, but you have to navigate through those. So now we're in the place where we will be showcasing this film at the Lighthouse on our dedicated Windrush Day, the 22nd of June.
Mm-hmm. I got the details.
Absolutely, yeah. It's available from grandtheatre.co.uk,
right,
or by calling the box office 01902 42212. That's my sales pitch. Tickets are £5 plus a small booking fee.
Terms and conditions apply.
but genuinely, it's a free-flowing conversation. It's very entertaining. There's some heartfelt moments in there. There's for a Caribbean audience watching it, I think there's a lot that they'll recognise within their own families. Mm-hmm. For a wider audience watching it, it also touches on themes wherever you're from in the world. If you've come to this country, you'll understand some of the experiences. But there's a lot of learning for people that wouldn't know the Windrush story as well.
A joyous Jamaican conversation.
100%,
yeah. And this will take place on Wednesday, the 22nd of this month, June, which is, of course, Windrush month. And it starts at 7:30 at the Lighthouse in Wolverhampton. Now, for those who don't know how to get tickets, you just mentioned the tickets box office. Just repeat that again for the listeners.
Yeah, you can buy tickets online at grandtheatre.co.uk, or if you want to speak to somebody in person, give us a call on 01902 429212.
Okay, all right. So, an event that people will find very interesting, young and old, because after this event, there's plans to do something different with the production on this scale in terms of the history for the children or other people of different categories in the community to watch at a later date. Now, for people who can't get there on that particular day, what's the plan for future showing?
We're working on that at the moment. It's the first film we've ever produced, so it's not. We wanted to see how it goes.
Okay.
Ticket sales are going really well. It's probably a case of look, let the people decide. If we sell out, we're more than happy to potentially look at other screenings. A big idea, and we really want to do this, is to get this into schools as well, because I think this is a really important story to tell. It's not necessarily one that's told widely, so we really want the kids to understand about the Windrush generation.
So this,
also,
yeah.
I just wanted to add that I feel it's the generation of our people that are dying out now. I'm seeing a lot more funerals of people of certain ages, and we don't want the stories to die either. You know, we have to continue to the legacy basically and share the stories. And what we also wanted to celebrate within this Joyous Conversation was we wanted to celebrate what our community brought, not just to the UK, but also to Wolverhampton itself. You know, so it's about that celebration as well. Yes, it is tainted with some very difficult moments that we don't want to shy away from. But the truth of the matter is, it is about a celebration of a joyous Jamaican people. We are a beautiful people, you know. So yeah, I'm saying that with my chest.
Well, okay. Well, all right. And obviously, you mentioned the elders. Many of the elders at the moment, some of them cannot leave their homes, or after a certain time they stay at home, etc. And I'm sure they would like to see it somehow, you know. And we have to think about the category of the event here, because to me it's like a three-way conversation, this one, in terms of Mr. Campbell's experience of coming to England in the first place, and also as well setting up a nightclub that was very, very popular back in the early days, and also as well the aftermath of how things are today, you know. So Mr. Campbell plays a very big important part to the community, plus his lifestyle as well. Now, many people, as I said before, they know Mr. Campbell. I'm very good friends with Mr. Campbell, so he's enlightened me on many different things, but not the stories that you've already received already. I haven't heard that, so I'm looking forward to this event on that Wednesday, the 22nd of June. And once again, thank you for the invitation as well. And like I said before, many other people out there who are listening to the show would want to get in contact ASP just to be part of that history. You know, so there's a lot of things happening in Wolverhampton regarding Windrush. And we want to look at Windrush itself as a special occasion, just the same as Jamaican independence, you know. So, so you know the motto about the reason why we came to this country in the first place. Because after the Second World War, the country needed some restructuring, as one would say. And many of our people came to this country to help to develop, and also different nationalities as well. But in terms of the history, you've got brothers from Birmingham as well. And what information do you have about those brothers from Birmingham?
So the guys from Rush Theatre Company, they all grew up in this country, born and raised in Britain. So it's actually a nice combination. We've got Mr. Campbell that came over, and these guys who were raised here. Mm-hmm. that they speak about, like growing up within a Jamaican household in Britain, and there's some really touching memories in there. They're all very funny guys, so there are a lot of laughs in this.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fantastic. I'm a big supporter of Rush Theatre Company and the stories they're telling and the work they're doing. And just to give those guys a shout out, really, because we couldn't do a film like this without their support, without Mr. Campbell's support, and a special mention for Carol Campbell as well, who's been amazing in helping us get things together with this project. But those boys, I mean, Owen Miller is the producer of Rush Theatre Company. Ken Dredd McLean is the DJ and hype man. Orville Pinnock is the musical director. So they're all like heavily involved in the stage production. And like, I love talking to those guys. They're full of stories, full of fun as well. And they were brilliant on the day, and they're a big part of making this film as well. So yeah, huge shout out to those guys.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really important as well that our communities are working closely with the Grand Theatre to produce projects like this. This is one project, but there's going to be many more to come. And I would also urge the people to have a look through our website for the Grand Theatre and have a look at some of the shows that have been put on, because we do have a good selection of shows for our communities. Go through them. We've got a good amount of shows that Soweto Gospel Choir. You've got She's Royal. You've got Black is the Colour of My Voice. There's so many. Have I missed any so far?
No, that's everything. But we're always working on more things for the future, bigger and better things.
Yeah, the blues. I think there's so many shows that we're working on trying to bring forward, and we've got some really exciting things in the pipeline for next year and the years following. We're really excited about the work that we're doing.
I think there was one event that has already gone, the Bob Marley.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that came from Rush Theatre Company as well, and they actually chose the Grand Theatre for the premiere of that brand new show of theirs. I mean, we did great. We've sold out both of the shows that Rush brought. I'll be honest, in the 20 years I've been here, Rush, A Joyous Jamaican Journey was probably the most fun I've ever had in the auditorium.
Basically,
but if you love the music, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah, if you love the music, you'll be up on your feet, because that's their unique. The uniqueness about Rush Theatre Company is they will get you up on your feet dancing, and especially if they've got Ken Dredd in their show, hype man hyping up the people. Yeah, so that was really good, and it's not just about numbers, but that is a real indicator that the people want to see these shows.
Yeah.
That the fact that we've had sellout shows.
I think we've had like a large percentage of the audience that came to those shows. It was their first time at the Grand, or their first time in a very long time at the Grand.
Yeah.
Right.
And that tells us the work we're doing right now with Tanya, the ambassadors. It's good work. It's work in the right direction.
Right.
And we just want people to come to the Grand, have a really good time. And do you know what? We want to tell diverse stories. With stories for everyone to learn. We can all learn something from different stories.
Exactly.
So, variety's where it's at.
Okay. Interesting. Looking more into the magazine, like I said, if anybody's moving around from place to place and come across this kind of a gold-looking, of course. Who's that on? Is that Beverly Knight on the front cover of this magazine?
No, that's an actress from, there's a big musical coming up, the Cher story.
Okay.
So that's an actress from that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think if my memory serves me correct, we've got Soweto Gospel Choir on the front of there as well.
That's right.
There's loads in there to read about, and we're adding shows all the time. So yeah, get on the website, keep up to date, but if you see the magazine, have a read as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're glad that you like the magazine.
Yeah. Can't miss it. And it's good to sort of pick it up from time to time just to look and see what's happening in the community as well. Well, like I said before, the Lighthouse is the main theme for the 22nd of June. That's a Wednesday night at 7:30, and tickets are £5. You can get your tickets from the Grand Theatre box office, or anyone that you know who has tickets, or Mr. Campbell either. But of course, it's a night that a lot of people are looking forward to, a conversation about things that we don't know about, and share the information, as you said before. And I'm sure it's going to be a great night, that particular night as well. Is there anything else you want to say before you go? We've come to the end of that right now, but it's been a pleasure talking to the two of you right now. And I hope that in future, anything else that crops up that you might feel that we need to be part of it, or we like to be part of it too, that we can contact you.
Absolutely. I mean, we really appreciate you talking to us and your support on this. And once again, thanks so much to Mr. Campbell and his family and the guys from Rush Theatre. And we just hope people come along on the night, have a really good time and enjoy the film. And if you enjoy the film, come to the Grand Theatre and enjoy a live show. You won't regret it.
You won't regret it. You did a lot of work behind the scenes, and I just want to say thank you for having us as well, and for putting this out on your radio station. We have a lot of listeners from our communities that they'll be tuned in.
Yeah,
so I just want to say thank you for that, and also can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see you at the
I'll be there. I'll introduce myself to you still.
Yeah.
No problem. Well, on that score, I want to say thank you very much for your time, and all the best up until that time. And God bless and take care. Look after yourself, Tim, and also Tanya. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. Skylineradio.org.uk. You heard it for yourself. The conversation with two members of staff from the Grand Theatre in Wolverhampton, in junction with the joyful, of course, Jamaican Conversation, which takes place on Wednesday the 22nd of June at 7:30 at the Lighthouse in Wolverhampton. Tickets are £5, and of course, come along, bring someone who needs to join the festive season for Windrush. Many things happening throughout the whole of Wolverhampton and other areas as well. So people outside of Wolverhampton, big up yourselves, and thank you for taking time to listen to the interview with two members of staff from the Grand Theatre in Wolverhampton. Bye for now.
Wolverhampton Grand Theatre invites you to an exclusive screening of Wolverhampton Grand Theatre's first ever self-produced film, A Joyous Jamaican Conversation, celebrating Jamaica's Windrush generation. This roundtable discussion celebrates a generation of seemingly ordinary people with an extraordinary life stories to share. Hosted by Tanya Daly Campbell, also features personal memories of respected resident Mr. Reuben Campbell, who arrived in Wolverhampton from Jamaica in 1962, which included running the city's Rising Star nightclub. Also joining conversations are Owen Miller, Kendrick McLean, and Orville Bennett. Please note, this event is a film screening at the Lighthouse Cinema in Wolverhampton. Tickets are on sale from the Grand Theatre box office and website only. 01902 429212 from 2 till 6 p.m. Wednesday, the 22nd of June.
Keep it up!
www.skylineradio.org.uk